Hello, class! Today we've got a special lesson for you. We're looking at Transformers Prime! Cyberverse Optimus Prime, who's the Autobot commander. And it's Command Your World. My world is full of yellow lanterns, zombies, red lanterns, and Transformers, and ninjas. So if I was in control of that, if I was in command of that, that would be epic. So we're going to look at this, and much like a number of my other Transformer lessons lately, the evil prof has decided to indulge a little bit in the vodka. So if I have a tough time with this, that's why. I'm trying really hard to focus. We'll see how this goes. So anyways, in one of my recent jaunts in downtown Toronto, there wasn't a whole lot I was interested in, but it's like, hey, a little Optimus Prime. I like Optimus Prime. We'll get Optimus Prime. So we got this, which was a retarded mistake, because if you look at the price here, whoa, from a certain comic book shop, it was $14.99. You can buy this at like Walmart for 10 bucks. So that was kind of silly. It's priced almost like a deluxe figure, you know, really, and it's a little bit bigger than, it's about a Scout class, really. They're calling it Cyberverse, but it's really a Scout class figure. At any rate, so that was kind of stupid, but I was bored, and evil prof plus bored plus money equals buying stupid shit. That's the way it goes. Just to give you a rough idea, and we haven't even looked yet, and I'm spending a lot of time on the packaging. We set that aside for a second. This is the other thing I bought while I was in my downtown jaunt.
Yay!
This is a Grumpy Bear from Care Bears. And if we look, it's a Carlton Cards Grumpy Bear from, it's like 2001 or something. 20th anniversary Care Bear. I don't know if you can see that. I bought this for the evil wife. So here he is. Here's Grumpy Bear.
Hey.
Yeah. Anyways, I bought this for myself. Anyways, so let's look at this. We can see the figure there in the package. Mini DVD included. Sweet. Autobot symbol. There he is there. We've got these stats. I know we've talked about the stats before, and I'm not going to go over them because I think the stats are stupid. He's Series 2 and he's 001. I've seen these in the stores before, and honestly haven't bought any of them. I like buying Optimus Prime figures. Shut up, kitty! So I bought this one, but I won't buy any of the other ones. I don't care enough. If you look at the packaging on the back, Command Your World. And here we can see some of the Autobots. We've got Prime and Ratchet and Bumblebee and Bulkhead. The Bulkhead looked good. I nearly bought the Bulkhead as well. And there we've got RC. And for some reason, we've got Wheeljack's ship. What the hell's up with that? Doesn't make any sense. And then obviously we've got Megatron, Starscream who's running away, plus a Soundwave, plus a Decepticon drill machine, which again, kind of stupid. Here we've got Optimus Prime, and he looks actually pretty good there. In his truck mode with his 2 battle cannons. Let me stop for a second, and I know we're spending a lot of time on the in-package figure here. Are cannons for anything besides battle? Really? Do we have 2 peace cannons? 2 bakery cannons? What the hell else do we have cannons for? Ceremony?
Ceremonial cannons?
No, that's retarded. The wife is being the peanut gallery, and I'm going to react to it a little bit, and it's just because she thinks, you know, the little prof is a little left of center right now, so she's going to make fun. Anyways, Optimus Prime, Autobot Commander. The bravest and most powerful of the Autobots is also their commander, the legendary Optimus Prime. His goal is, that was my cool radio voice, his goal is nothing less than the defeat of Megatron and the safety of the universe. He wants to defeat Megatron, and that's why he never wins. He wants to defeat Megatron. If he just wanted to kick him in the balls and rip his head off, he'd win. Because he's had those opportunities before. Think about the first Transformers movie. He had Megatron dead to rights, could have just blown his head right off, and then didn't do it. And that's why he died. Anyways, so we've got a picture of Prime in his truck mode. I think that's our in-package look. It's been a lot of ranting for such a small figure, but I'm in that kind of mood right now. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take my trusty knife. I'm going to cut this open. I shouldn't use my trusty knife because I'm probably going to cut myself open. And we're going to look at Cyberverse Optimus Prime. Be back in 1 second. Alright, we've got Transformers Prime, Cyberverse Optimus Prime. And we can see him here in his truck form with his battle cannons. Yeah, battle cannons mounted on top. Talk about that in a second. Now, one thing I do want to point out is that, yeah, I thought it would be a funny joke to have the Transformer Band-Aids on my fingers because, you know, sharp knife, cutting stuff. But truth be told, I did cut myself trying to open the figure. I haven't figured out how, so it wasn't like I did it and I went, oh crap, oh damn, I cut myself. I didn't notice it until afterwards. Honestly, I think I cut myself on the plastic packaging trying to reef this thing out. So yeah, what was originally supposed to be a joke turns out that the evil prof just shouldn't have sharp things. Which, if you ask anybody, apparently I'm not supposed to have string.
Nope.
According to the evil wife, but since when do we listen to her? Anyways, here we've got Optimus Prime. We have the battle cannons, which we pointed out before. I think this is pretty stupid. I know they want to put the accessories on the vehicle mode because it's what we do and it helps keep them together, and sometimes it works out really, really well, like the robots in disguise wheeljack. Here it's stupid and I don't like it. And maybe I'll grab one of these. Actually, I'm going to take them both off. So there we go. It's got 2 pegs and a little bit of flash, which is annoying, like from the mold when they cut it out, and that is kind of annoying. I can't believe they didn't take that off. But there's 2 pegs, and actually maybe even this third one, which could probably all fit in the same hole, maybe. So I don't even know for sure which way it's supposed to go, but I put it in this way because it doesn't look quite as stupid as it does when you put it in the other way. So we'll take that back out. We'll deal with these more in a minute. Why they're in the translucent colors, I'm not quite sure. Jeez. Okay. So here we've got his truck mode. And it's not too bad. It's colored more or less how we'd expect an Optimus Prime. Most of the front is the reddish color. He's still kind of that Bayformers kind of truck style, which I'm going to keep ripping on Transformers, the movies, the 3 by Michael Bay. The first one was alright. The second one sucked ass. And the third was like something sucking ass and then getting kicked in the balls afterwards. People told me, oh, the third one isn't as bad as the second one. You know what? It sucked too. It sucked as well. It's a piece of crap. So glad I didn't pay money for it. And if you paid money for it, you're part of the problem. Anyways, here we've got him. We've got the blue at the back, which is nice. You can see a little bit of robot bits in there. We've got the grip from, actually for what is basically a scout figure, it's colored not bad. We've got the translucent windows up here, which is excellent. We got the robot insignia on his arm. And then we've got the smokestacks. Now, most of the smokestack is going to be connected to the truck, which I guess is good. And we've got a little bit up top, and I don't know if there's a regulation that says how much can snap off, because we could snap this off, and I'm surprised they got away with that, because as we all know, especially if you collect Optimus Prime, one of the bitches that people complain about is how the smokestacks are short now, especially on the G1 reissues that they've had lots of. And it's about child safety, which I guess is good, but quite frankly, in my opinion, the evil prof's opinion, there you go. I think that's just natural selection, which I know is not nice, but I don't care. I didn't stab myself in the eye with it. Anyways, let's try transforming this thing. The vehicle mode's not too bad. It rolls around. Now, I've put it into truck mode. I have not yet tried transforming it into robot mode, so we're going to see how this goes. And again, my normal method for doing this kind of thing is I just try to pull the thing apart. You can flip that down. One thing I do remember, once we fold down the arms, one thing that's interesting, actually, let's put it back a little bit. We've got part of the front here and we've got the back. If we fold these down, they're going to form the legs for our Optimus Prime, which to me is a big deal. I know it's like, well, who cares? And I get that, but so often the back parts are the legs, the front part is the torso and the arms. And this one, you actually put them together. I think we gotta pull this apart a little bit. There we go. We actually have to put them together, and that to me is a significant difference. Part of the front half forms his legs in this figure. Like, to me, that's a big deal. Anyways, we can flip the feet down. Yeah, I know, but I'm an Optimus Prime fan, so for me it's a big deal. Fold that forward. This top part for his shoulders, they really just kind of fold out. And his head, if we can grab that there, just kind of pops into place. And then we can turn it around. So that's not too bad. You can fold the shoulders up a little bit. Actually, I was surprised. I didn't think the shoulder bits were going to move. So I'm actually kind of impressed with that. And le voila, we have Optimus Prime in his robot mode. So a pretty quick transformation again. It's pretty much a scout basic class kind of figure. Pretty relatively easy transformation. But you know what, he's not too bad in his robot form. And what we can do, we'll talk about his accessories now. So we've got the weapons here. We can put those in his hands. We can see his hand does hold weapons, and we can put that in there. And we can grab the other one. And we can do the same thing. Again, I'm not sure how much I like the translucent plastic for the weapons. But what's nice is that, unless you're looking at it from the inside over here, you look from this angle or from the top or even, well, okay, from the bottom it's not so good. But it really looks like he's transformed his arms into weapons, which is nice because that's what he does on the show. And I do really like that. It looks like he's gone all badass Optimus Prime ape slag mode with his arm cannons, which is nice. Now, in terms of the coloring for this figure, again, it's more or less what we'd expect from Transformers Prime, Optimus Prime, or from most Transformers Prime figures, to be honest. His head, you know, is blue with the silver for his face plate. Not a ton of detail for the paint on his face, like his eyes are the same color. And let's face it, it's because it's quite small. We've got a lot of red for the shoulders, the arms. Again, the translucent guns I don't really like too much. We've got the silver on the legs and his feet. The lower halves are mostly blue. Obviously, we've got some red from the truck. And his feet, we've got the silver here. Altogether, not too bad. We've got the translucent plastic on the back, which I don't understand. And normally, I'd say, you know what? Don't like backpacks on figures too much, because normally I don't. But it's not that bad in this case. It doesn't throw off his weight. Maybe it's just because the figure is light enough that it doesn't matter. It doesn't make a significant difference. Sorry, I'm going to adjust the camera here a little bit. And we can see, of course, the Autobot emblems on his arms, even though they're supposed to be on his shoulder plates. But we'll forgive that this time. And one thing that's interesting, and I have to point this out, on the Voyager First Edition Optimus Prime, the windshield on the vehicle mode did not make the windshield on the robot here, but in this figure it does. They actually use the windshield as his chest piece. So, you know, how amazing is that? Because on the other one, no, not so much, but this one it does. So that's cool. I do like that. In terms of articulation for this figure, we can rotate his head around, we can go up and down a little bit. You do have to be careful though. I noticed this when I was transforming it. If you try to lift his head up, you have to be very careful with it because he's kind of like a dandelion and whoops, his head popped off. But then you can do that thing where there's this Optimus Prime that was only a head and he had to summon his parts. And then they formed a crocodile or something on the show and that was stupid, and then they put him back together. So we can't pop his head off, so you have to be a little bit careful with that. Goes back on. We can move his arm forward and back. We can move it up and down. Unfortunately, the shoulder, not so much. There's no joint there, which is too bad. But the elbow does go up and back. It's on a ball joint, so we can rotate it around a little bit. And there's nothing else at the forearm. The waist does move surprisingly, or closer up, higher up the torso, but it looks kind of silly. If you look, I don't know how the camera's going to pick this up. You can see that bit of his, kind of like his waist there. So while we can move it, I don't know if we should. Kind of like jaywalking. We can do it, but maybe we shouldn't. That's how people get killed, apparently. There we go. We can put that back. His legs are on a ball joint. I don't know if I've ever seen Prime just do a swift side kick to someone's head. That would be awesome. But they can go forward, so he can do a kick to the face. And they go backwards. And the knee, as we see, does bend a little bit. Nothing below that, though. The feet do move, but that's really just part of his transformation. That might be useful to us when we're trying to pose the figure, but the feet articulation, not too much. But you know what? It's not too bad. I guess we've already covered his accessories, so I won't do that again. You know what? Oh, there is one other thing I do need to talk about. I am so sorry. I nearly forgot. So we'll set him back here. It did come with a mini DVD. Special edition DVD, Transformers Prime, episode Masters and Students. If you haven't seen the show, or you're trying to remember that one, that is, I'll save you the wiki search. This is the episode where Ratchet tries to help the kids with their science projects, but more importantly, Optimus Prime and Bumblebee fight off Skyquake, who was cool. And there's rumors there's not going to be a Skyquake toy, because they're just going to turn it into Dreadwing. you know what, there'll be a Skyquake eventually, because they're going to want to take the Dreadwing mold and use it again. So there'll be both. I wouldn't worry about that if you're the kind of person who needs to have both. But anyways, it's got the episode on this DVD. It looks all right. Unless you bought the first DVD that was just the first 5 episodes, or if you bought, there's another one. The full first season is out on DVD and Blu-ray, but it's hard to find on Blu-ray. I can't find it at retail. I'm going to have to order it from Amazon. But it does look pretty good. You know, for a mini DVD. I don't know what I'm going to do with this, because I will get the DVD set eventually. But, you know what? It's not bad. It's advertising for the show. It's good for what it is. I don't know what I'm going to do with it later. At any rate, here we have again our Optimus Prime. You know what? If I had to give this figure a grade, when you consider the fact it's a scout class, like it's a small figure, it's not meant to have all the same articulation, it is pretty gosh darn good. That's right, I made a point of not swearing this time. It's got some decent articulation, it's got some character. I love the double hand blasters or arm cannons, even though the color is kind of crappy, but they look pretty good. He looks like he's about to kick some serious ass. I'd have to give this Optimus Prime figure an A. I like it. For a small figure, it's going to guard my computer very, very well on my desk. He looks pretty good. His transformation's decent. The joints aren't too bad. The paint is good. Really not too much to complain about. His head does pop off, but that's not too bad. And again, for a small figure, it's good. I paid too much for it, but you won't have to. You'll probably be able to find it cheaper. So yeah, Cyberverse Prime gets an A. It's a good figure. I like it. I'm glad. I think it was a good purchase. And I think you should pick it up too. The rest of them, not too sure. Might get the Bulkhead and the Megatron, but that would be about it. At any rate, I think that is our lesson on Transformers Prime, Cyberverse Optimus Prime. Thank you very much. Class is dismissed.